Welcome, everybody, to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, episode number 182. And coming up on this one, Sheldon Keefe splits up Matthews and Marner for the first time this season. Leafs were looking to pound some Cougars. Didn't happen, but they still got the win, a 2-1 win in a shootout. Just barely. Joseph Woll looks like he's getting closer to just taking the starting job. And Ned, we got one segment tonight, hot in the slaughter, hit the showers. All this and more coming up on 182 of the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast.
After 20 games, the Leafs are doing a lot of the same things from seasons past and expecting different results. Tree Living addresses the media for the first time this season. Not impressed by what Tree had to say. We're going to get into it all right here, break down this game, and a whole lot more. Let's hit the intro.
Cougars coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! They score! Holy mackerel, they score! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round! Do you believe this? Holy mackerel!
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
Don't forget, you can follow us on social media at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Tip In Podcast on TikTok, Tip In Pod on Twitter, and email us tipinpodcast@gmail.com. You can donate to the show at patreon.com/the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Dale, how's your Tuesday night going? What a fucking weird game.
Big time.
With the Cougars in town. A little double tap with the Cougars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little double penetration there, I would say. Looked like this baby was over sayonara. Not exactly. Like, look, I don't know what to take away from this. Like, yeah, did they beat Florida in a shootout? Sure. It looked like they lost. But all of a sudden, they fucking half the team's off the ice. Half the fans have left the building. They come back. They do win it in a shootout 2-1. I'm sorry, Chad. Like, I can't be super positive here. There are a few decent things, but for the majority, not really, man. Florida, the second half of a back-to-back, I thought the Leafs should have, came out and fucking manhandled them. That's not even close to what happened here. A couple quick things. I'm going to throw it over to you. The Leafs have won now. Not now. I was about to say 6 games in regulation. That's not accurate. The Leafs have won 5 games in regulation through 20 games, okay? Some overtime wins, some shootout wins. Not the best in my personal opinion. If you look at the overall sample size here, 20 games in, we're a quarter of the way through the season. They've won 5 games in regulation. Don't love it. Want to touch on that quickly before I go to fucking Tree Living's comments?
You don't want to talk about the game. You just want to go straight into Tree
Not
Living.
right. I'm going to get to it, but go ahead.
I've been thinking about it all season, man. I've been thinking about it all season. Nine games have gone to overtime or shootout. 9. You've only played 20. That's not great. And out of the ones that they've won in regulation, like you had the blowout win against Minnesota, like the second game of the year where it was a big run and gun. And then you had a couple tight games like the Detroit game in Sweden where you won 3-2 in regulation. And then I think maybe 2 games. I know the Vancouver game and I believe the Washington game. And maybe there's one other one where they had a very convincing win where they played a good 60-minute game. But other than that, you can
count them on one hand.
Yeah, well, their record could be very, very different. But I know it all counts. You win in overtime, you win a shootout. It counts just as much as a regulation win.
Sure, but here we are again, Chad, giving points away to teams in your division that you don't need to be doing. Florida just had a tough game last night. And I'm going to say a tough physical game. They manhandled Ottawa on the
scoreboard.
On the scoreboard. I don't know, man. Like it's like if you can't catch these guys on the second half of a back-to-back, they're pretty rested after like not playing since Saturday. in a loss. Like, what do you, again, reoccurring theme here. Like, what are we doing?
Also,
like, what are they doing?
Also, this is your first time playing Florida at home, and this is the team that knocked you out of the playoffs last year. Like, pretty much embarrassed you in the second round. Pretty much took all the fucking good, positive vibes that this city and their fans had for the team and threw it out the window.
Right down the toilet.
Right down the toilet. It was right back to these guys will never win. Yeah. You think that would be like, we are going to fuck this team up every time we see them this year. But nope.
So I said off the top, the Leafs are doing a lot of the same old things from seasons past and expecting different results. Think that's a fair assessment or no? Because that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me right now.
Yeah. They do it every year.
Why are they expecting different results? Because it looks like the same product. It just looks like the same product.
I don't think they're expecting different results.
Well,
like, I think they're just like trying to sleepwalk to the playoffs.
Okay, you want to go to Tree here? Want to go to Tree?
Let's go to Tree Living's comments.
So he finally speaks. I'm not going to go nuts here on Tree Living, but just a couple things that he said that caught my eye. One was inconsistencies in our game, and it's a little concerning. Oh, you think, Brad? A little bit, eh? Little concerning. There's some inconsistencies in the team. Oh,
thanks a lot there, bud.
Okay. Thanks a pant load, Chet. Like, we couldn't fucking okay. And the second thing that caught my eye was we need more. Tree Living said we need more from a lot of guys right now. We need more from a lot of guys. So I'm skimming over a bunch of he said, because the truth is a bunch of what he said was just a bunch of fucking blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking Klingberg's getting reevaluated and just a bunch of bullshit. Reeves, like what's he going to say? I understand all that, but like, the inconsistencies, little concerning. We need more from a lot of guys. Yeah, well, no fucking shit. Like, we're watching the games too there, Tree. So what do you, if you want to add anything to his, those were just the two that stood out for me because he didn't say a ton else other than that. And even in those two comments, he didn't even really say a lot there. But anything that stood out for you in what he spoke for like fucking 20 plus minutes.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that.
It was a lot of saving face and a lot of political talk.
20 games in.
Answering the questions without really answering the questions. I don't know. What is he supposed to say? Like, I don't know. Come out and be like, okay, you know what? Like, I fucked up on a few things that I did in the offseason.
Maybe.
He's not going to say that.
No,
I mean, some of the things he said, he was right. Like, he does need more from other players. I don't know what you're expecting. Any general manager would have done the same thing.
I know.
I get it.
He basically started the media scrum by saying, like, well, you guys will get to know me. Basically, like, you don't know me yet, but you guys will get to know me. Well, what the fuck does that mean? Like, why do we need to get to know you? Like, the team is fucking not good. Okay. Yeah. I know they're coming off a 2-1 shootout win against the Florida Panthers. Pat on the back, boys. Good fucking job for you catching Florida on the second half of a back-to-back. Like, I can't put a positive spin on this. I'm sorry. Joseph Woll, more on him later. Absolute fucking rock star here, without a doubt. But Tree Living, I'm just like, come on, man. He's like, you guys will get to know me. Like, you'll get to know me as things go along. Well, okay, like,
what does that mean?
I don't know. What does that mean? But he's 20 games in, he's talking about inconsistencies. He's talking about a lot of guys need to be better. So, yeah, that's how I see it. What are you doing about it, Brad? You've made one deal, Sam Lafferty. You haven't made any fucking trades. Your free agent signings look like, well, other than Bertuzzi, who was kind of trying to find it, like, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Gregor potentially looks like the second best free agent signing that he fucking made. Like, holy fuck, this guy Tree Living. I don't know, man. It's like, I know you were mentioning earlier, like, not before we were recording, just earlier tonight, about like people leaving comments down below about like that they think we love Dubas and like stuff like that. Or what exactly were you saying there about like Dubas, like Team Dubas / Team Tree?
I just noticed, like, sometimes I'll glance through the YouTube comments, and I just noticed that if we ever say shit about tree living, there's always someone who's like, "Ah, you goddamn Dubas lovers." And it's like, I don't love fucking Kyle Dubas, but I'll tell you what, I don't care who the general manager is. If you make some of these fucking moves, I'm gonna tell you they're bad fucking moves.
If this was Dubas, right? If this was Dubas,
you gotta take a fucking side. But anyway,
dude, if it was Dubas right now, I would be saying the exact same thing. And I've been on record on this show. Anybody who watches or listens, how many times have I said when they lost to Florida in the second round, I would have cleaned house in fucking management. The coach, the GM, and fucking Shanny. I would have fucking wanted a fresh start. So anybody that thinks we're fucking, we can't take Dubas's dick out of our fucking mouths, figure it out. We're not. That's not where we're at here. Dubas did an okay job at times, and at times a really fucking piss poor job. The book is out on Brad Treliving. What's he gonna do with this team? So far, nothing. So how can you be fucking like, oh, Treliving, he's got all the answers and he's gonna fucking fix this? Yeah, okay.
I think it's that whole mentality. There's people that kind of look at Dubas as kind of a nerd and weak, and they look at Treliving because he's like, I'm going to bring in snot and old school. But it's just, why do you got to pick sides all the time? Like, why do you got to be on one side or the other? Why can't you like some things about both of them and dislike some things about both of them? They're both doing the same fucking job. We're going to like some of the moves Treliving does. We're not going to like some of the moves he does. Same as Dubas.
Yeah, you can't call everything that Treliving has done here a fucking Picasso. Far from it. Far fucking from it, okay?
He hasn't had a home run yet.
No way. No fucking way. Anyway, we'll keep keep it moving here because I got a lot that I want to touch on. I'm going to go with a couple like fun things and then some just get into a lot more into the game and some more serious stuff. But Nylander, every time this guy does a pre-game interview, it is tarps off every fucking time. I don't know if you've caught this or not. He knows the payday is coming, but this guy will not put a fucking shirt on for the life of him. After the game, full suit, everything, hair slick, all good. After practice, a pre-game, like early in the day, like of a game or just a practice, like a day off, not day off, but like a practice day. This guy will not put a shirt on. He just will. He refuses to do it. I love that. I just wanted to touch on that. I absolutely. He knows the grin from ear to ear. Like even things are good, things are bad. Even like Willie's even keel all the time. Whatever. He knows the payday's coming. But I love the tarps off. Here's what I don't love. New bucket sponsors pizza for the home games. I don't know if you caught this word coming down here. I'm thinking, what the fuck? How does Treliving? This is almost a fireable offense right here. I don't know. I don't know how Treliving is like cool with or pizza putting the sponsorship on the blue buckets at home, but Boston Pizza, not a sniff. The dad's fucking business. I don't know. Am I off base on this or what? Like Boston Pizza?
Maybe he's like, it would make sense, but maybe he's like, hey, look, I can't do that. I can't look biased towards my dad.
Conflict of interest there.
Conflict of interest. So we got to do pizza.
Hey, man, I would say whoever puts the fucking money up, make it happen. Like, I guess pizza is probably spending a fucking ton to get their names on the bucket there. But anyway, whatever. Won't spend a lot of time on that. Only for the home games, apparently, though. Only for the home games. But anyway, moving on to a couple other quick things here. So Giordano leaves this game and does not return with looked like an upper body injury. He maybe took a shot in the hand or something like that, but it looked like it. It might have hit him. It looked like it was a little low. It looked like it might have hit him in the region, might have been in the groin region, which is understandable. You're not going to return after that. No, I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it either.
But I just imagine if, is he going to leave with a hand injury or a groin injury? What's more likely?
I tell you something. At 40 years old, you'll play through a hand injury. You've been through the battle.
Cannot play through a groin injury at 40 years old. You cannot do it.
You can't do it.
I can barely get off the couch with a groin. If I've got a slight sniff of something cooking in the groin area, can barely get off the couch, dude. So no.
If you got a groin injury, you cannot. I'll get on the fucking toilet in the morning with a groin injury, scrolling on my phone. 30 minutes later, I'm stuck there.
You have to crawl
I
off.
have to crawl down bare ass out of the bathroom because I can't fucking with a groin injury.
No,
you can't do it.
No. So we'll see what's up with Gio. Mitch Marner takes a puck up high early in this game. You were saying you thought he might have broken his jaw.
That was bad, man. That was a hard shot. And
it was.
It hit him when it came back, and the blood was more near the bottom of his chin, but it looked like the side of his face got hit. And I thought, my God, it's probably cracked or broken.
I don't know. He wasn't like,
the guy came to the bench and told Keefe, and Keefe was like, he came and put the towel up, and he's like, told him whatever the injury was. Keefe looked pissed. I'm like,
but that might have been the Giordano thing. That wasn't necessarily the Marner thing.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I just thought the way it looked, I was like, whoa, that could be cracked.
Yeah, no, didn't look good. Impressed to see Mitch come back with, because I was about to text you. I was going to say, okay, I've seen like Roenick and guys go down with brutal jaw injuries, come back with either like a half shield or a full cage and continue to play. So is this fucking pussy going to stay out, or was he going to come back? And he did. So kudos to him. More on Mitch later, but kudos to Mitch for coming back in this hockey game. Okay. I'm going to go right to it here, Chad. I'm going to run it down real quick. Anything else you want to say before I'm going to bury through this fucking thing.
Go through it. Yep. Boom, boom, boom.
Keefe decides to split up Matthews and Marner. We kind of saw it coming, like, have not been playing well. And I think even though they split them up and Mitch missed like most of the first period, whatever, I still think neither one of them played that well. We'll get more into that later anyway. But Keefe decides to split them up. He puts Mitch down with Bertuzzi and John Tavares, and he puts Willie up with Austin and Matthew Nyes. Anyway, Woll gets the start in this game. I was a little surprised by this because I heard going in that Samsonov was going to get the start. So I don't know if there's something more there or not, but whatever, it turned out to be the right decision, and more on Woll later too, because he was fucking lights out in this hockey game. Panthers, second half of a back-to-back. Ottawa last night, Toronto tonight. I mentioned that earlier. You would think the Leafs would have been all over them, but not the case. Late in the first period, Leafs can't handle Florida in their own end. The Leafs D coverage just brutal. 1-0 team defense again. Here we go. Brutal coverage in their own end. Florida ends up scoring to make it 1-0 late in the first period. Losing battles all over the place. The Toronto Maple Leafs in the first period.
On the first goal, that is like, it was brutal coverage, but there was no battles. There was no battles.
No, there was no battles. They were just letting guys freely do whatever they wanted.
Like Gio was trying out there. That's probably where he pulled his groin, when he had 3 guys around him. If you're trying to whack the puck off 3 guys,
I know
you might pull a groin. But like Nylander goes in the corner. Nothing, just gets bumped off. Throw it out front.
But they were losing. They were maybe not specifically on that shift, but the whole. I was not saying like just that period in general, and throughout, like, they were losing battles all over the place.
Yeah, but it wasn't just like, it was terrible coverage. But at the same time, you could go to the front of the net on the first goal and maybe hit somebody instead of just letting them. They just had their way with Toronto. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, outshot 15-6 after the first period. A pathetic first period by the Toronto Maple Leafs. They trailed it 1-0 after the first. If it wasn't for Joseph Woll, could have been easily 3-0. He was incredible. Again, more on Woll to come. The second period, Nylander hits the post and the crossbar in the same shift. Domi gets his fucking ass kicked by Sam Bennett big time. Gregor comes, uses his fucking speed on a partial breakaway, puts it upstairs to tie it at 1. Finally, some signs of life by the Toronto Maple Leafs. 1-1 after the second period. Shots were 28 for Florida, 20
and
for the Leafs after the second period. Woll again, stellar.
Domi may have got his ass kicked by Sam Bennett.
He did.
But he fucking did something. Like he was getting kind of pushed around by Bennett, taking a couple cheap shots, and he's like, fuck it. So at least he fucking did something.
No, 100%. I'm glad to see him in the fucking fight. He's not afraid or shy or whatever.
No.
He'll mix it up. But yeah, he got Sam Bennett's he's a tough dude, man.
He was a tough dude. It was kind of a cheap fight. He got him at headlock and threw a bunch. But at the same time, I was just like, hey, good for you. Because how many times do we see this team get pushed around and there's no response? At least he fucking did something.
Totally agree. We go to the third period, nothing cooking for most of the third period. Leafs get a 4-minute man advantage late in the third. There was a high stick on Gregor that the refs missed, but he was cut. They went to video replay because it was late in the third. They called it a 4-minute penalty. And the Leafs don't get a fucking sniff on the 4-minute man advantage. Not only that, but they take another too many men on the ice penalty during this fucking 4-minute power play.
A chintzy one.
Okay. League leading 8th too many men on the ice penalty for the Toronto Maple Leafs. What a joke. 1-1 at the end of regulation. I'm sorry. That is just every game, Chad. Every game, too many men on the ice. I'm sorry.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. And that power play was just unbelievably bad.
They didn't get a sniff. Nothing. Not even a look. Bad. Not even a fucking look, man. Anyway, we go to OT. Nothing cooking there. We go to the shootout. Looks like the Panthers win it, but no, the old double tap or a double tip. No, not a tip.
Double touch.
Double penetration is what I would call it. Looks like it's all over, but no. The Leafs come. The ref says no. It was a double penetration. The ref, for the first time ever, the ref called double penetration, said no, Leafs come back on the ice, and who gets it? Gregor scores to win it for the Leafs 2-1 in a shootout. Pretty wild. And also wild is that this game I thought was over, but Keefe puts Gregor out there who fucking scored the winner in the shootout. The fourth shooter, it was Nylander, Matthews, Marner, and then the fourth shooter before that it looked like the double penetration for the Florida Panthers / Cougars. The fourth shooter, Chad, was Max Domi. What the fuck was Sheldon Keefe thinking here?
Because he scored on his last shootout attempt.
There's no goals in 20 games. You think this guy is got the game on his stick in a shootout? Come on.
I guess
Tavares on the bench, Robertson on the bench. What? What?
No, I know. I was thinking when I was watching, I was thinking they were going to go with Matthew Nyes.
Or pick a guy. Pick a guy. Not Domi. Not Domi.
I guess Domi is pretty good in shootouts, and they must work at it at practice or whatever. And he had the one goal, but I'm with you. Maybe try someone else. He's not just picking on a whim. I think the Gregor thing is because
he scored.
He had scored earlier in the game.
And he didn't even get a chance until the game was over, and then he got a chance. Anyway, look, man, gonna go to Woll here for a second. 38 saves. I thought he was incredible. Without Joseph Woll in this game, there's no chance the Leafs win this hockey game, right?
Nope. Oh God, no. No, if Samsonov had started this game, he probably would have got pulled in the first period. It might have been 4-5-0 Florida.
100%. I've got more on Woll coming up. Do you want to? We'll spend another minute. We'll spend another second on him coming up here. But I thought he was absolutely incredible, including some big saves in the shootout as well. But just in great position, and I think he legitimately now is he's starting. He's starting Thursday against Seattle. That's for sure. And if he has another good performance there, I put him back in net against Boston on Saturday.
Yeah.
There's just no reason to, if he can do this, and I'm not sure he can, but if he can start stringing starts like this together, he's my guy. He's my guy. A little bit more on Woll later. I want your opinion on that. But Chad, you know what? It's been a long time, and man, oh man, am I happy to have back in the fold our good friends at Fleshlight. Would you like to take a little minute here? Just everybody relax. It's getting real cold out now. It's not a warm night out there. Winter's really starting to come in. What better way to spend your time during the winter if you're, alone, or even if you're not alone and you just
with a flashlight that you put your dick in.
That's right.
All right.
There's going to be no mention of that here, but we got a brand new fresh one queued up. Throw it to it, Chad. I think you're going to love this.
Here is Fleshlight. Let's
Ready?
hear it. Yeah.
Introducing the new and improved Fleshlight Turbo. Improve your stamina with the ultimate blowjob experience, featuring 3 points of insertion for maximum suction, lips, tongue, and throat. Customers are saying this thing literally sucked my eyeballs out through my dick. Wow, this thing is really intense. The entry is amazing, and then you get inside and it grips you so tight. The texture blows your mind and your load. I would give it more than 5 stars if I could. Also, check out the shower mount for hands-free fun. You just suction cup that baby in the shower and go to town. The Fleshlight Turbo is close to the real thing that you're gonna get.
Nobody does it better.
Oh, what the fuck?
Hey,
are
man.
you paid for this?
Look, it's great to have Fleshlight back on board. An incredible hands-free experience with the shower mount.
I will tell you that I have never used Fleshlight. I don't know what is a shower mount. Is this like you stick it on the shower so you can go hands-free?
That's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. Exactly right.
So you take a flashlight into the shower?
It's not a flashlight. It's a Fleshlight. You suction cup that baby. Look, go over to fleshlight.com. Check it all out. It's all over there. Just trust me. You will not regret it. Absolutely, absolutely incredible. Trust me.
Okay.
Anyway, great to have Fleshlight back on board. Great
trust
to have
everybody.
Great.
Just trust them. Trust Dale.
Hey, man, the reviews don't lie. Great to have Fleshlight back on board. Great to have Fleshlight back on board. Okay, Chad, I think we should, as we start winding this puppy down here, I think we maybe got to do a little bit of hot in the slot or hit the showers, and then a couple more things, and we'll bounce out of here. Want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for hot in the slot or hit the showers.
He's so hot right now. All right, goddammit, let's hit the showers, goddammit.
All right, for those of you who don't know how this works, it's a little segment we do where me and Dale pick a player, anything to do with the team, really. And if you're hot in the slot, things are going good. You're on fire right now. And now if you need to hit the showers, this doesn't mean that we want you to leave town. This means we just want you to go in, cool down. Things aren't going great for you right now. Maybe go see Eddie for a little bit, work things out. So you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll go hot in this. We'll go hot, and then we'll hit the showers here. Okay.
All
so
right.
For me, it was going to be somebody else going into this game. I had somebody else pegged. Not going to give too much away. It was going to be somebody on the third line.
Who is it now?
I'm moving away from it, and just because of tonight's game alone, it's Joseph Woll. I thought this was the best goalie performance of the season. That's how impressed I was with Joseph Woll tonight. I thought this guy, like last podcast we were talking about, can a goalie win them a game? I think he potentially did that here tonight.
He did do that.
I was very impressed with Woll. Hot in the slot, Joseph Woll. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's funny because my hot in the slot is also because of tonight's game. And I'm going with little Noah Gregor. It's hot in the slot.
Nice.
You know, all those players.
He looked good.
Yeah, everybody out there not doing shit, pretty much getting caved in by the Florida Panthers. And it's Noah Gregor who scores the only goal in regulation and then gives you the winner in the shootout. So I don't think there will be another time where I'll pick Noah Gregor as hot in the slot. So why not tonight?
Love it. Love it.
Gregor and Woll. I like this hot in the slot.
Hey.
Something different.
You're not going to like this, I don't think. Let's hit the showers right now. I'm telling you, look, I don't give a fuck about a potential broken jaw. I don't give a fuck about you coming back and like showing some balls with the cage yeah, good for you. That's what fucking heart and soul players fucking do. So it was nice to see. But taking tonight out of the equation, not even taking tonight out of the equation, he came back with a cage on, but still not that great a performance. Mitch Marner, but you know what? I'm throwing a double shot here. It's Eminem, it's Matthews, and it's Marner. Not impressed. Sportsnet or TSN put their stats up on the screen tonight. 1 goal between both of them in the last 7 games. -6 for Matthews, -5 for Marner. The stats are atrocious lately. It's almost building up into a 10-game spot now. I'm sorry. Mitch and Austin, hit the showers. Eddie Belfour is waiting for you, boys, and he has got something real special cooking for you, and I think it's going to be a new fleshlight for both of you, Chad. What do you think? Hit the showers, Mitch and Austin, both of you. Get real. Get serious. Come on.
Wow. Well, you know what, though? Most of the time on this show, we've been doing this show a long time. Most of the time when we pick someone for hit the showers on the Hot in the Slot, hit the shower segment, they turn it around. Like, I don't know if they hear it or if they actually do hit the showers with Eddie Belfour. We don't know. But if they do, they seem to turn it around. So I'm glad you picked those guys because they might just turn it around. And that would change the season if they did. Now, for me, the guy that I've got hitting the showers is a guy that I don't know if he'll be around much longer, but it's Sheldon Keefe.
Oh,
needs to hit the showers because Sheldon...
Too many men again.
Too many men. And I said, I think last podcast, whatever we were talking about it, like it is on the players or whatever, but really eight too many men penalties in 20 games. That's on the coach.
It's gotta be at least partially
for sure. It's partially on the coach. Also, how many games can you not show up and start playing in the first period? Like that's on the coach.
A lot.
Also, part of the reason Mitch and Austin aren't going is that's also part of the coach's job, is to find a way to get his players going. I was listening to Brucey Boudreau do an interview there. And he's like, you've got to know inside and out your play. You got to know what makes them tick. Some guys
inside and out. I like that.
He's like, you got to yell at them if they need to be yelled at. Some guys need to be coddled. Some guys need more ice time. Some guys need less ice time. Yeah. Keefe, you've been here long enough. He should know what makes his team tick. They should be a well-oiled machine, and they look like a mediocre fucking team. Night in, night out.
It's interesting, man. Like, I don't think Tree Living, which I'm very surprised at this, I don't think the media were pressuring him about Sheldon Keefe. I don't think one of them asked. I don't think one of the media, I could be wrong here. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think one of the media members asked Tree Living about Sheldon Keefe. Like, am I wrong there? Or did you catch that? Or they just kind of let Sheldon off the hook?
I don't know why he gets let off the hook all the time. You know, look at Vegas, man.
You'd think there would have been one question about the head coach, do you not? To the GM?
Yeah, for sure. But look at Vegas. They've won a Stanley Cup. They've only been in the league a fucking handful of years. They won the Stanley Cup. Have they had a season yet where they're not really good? Even their first fucking year, they went to the Stanley Cup final.
Yep.
They've changed their coach 3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
Yep.
What? Like, I don't think Minnesota just changed their coach because things were kind of getting shaky and not really going well. A lot of teams do it, but Toronto, for some reason, will hang on.
Not scared to make a move.
But they're the team with the money. They're the team that could change a coach every week.
I know, but Chad, the Leafs are fucking petrified to make a fucking move. They didn't even want to.
Is it because of the players? Like, are they scared they're going to fucking piss off the player? What is it?
I think that is part. I think that is part of it. Like, look, we go back to the summer here. Like, Shanahan wanted Dubas back. If it wasn't for Dubas playing, you know, like the field and like having a conversation with the Penguins, like he would have been back too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know. And then maybe it's, and then when Dubas finally did go, instead of waiting to find the perfect guy for the job, they just went into the recycle bin and found the most recent fired general manager and grabbed him. But when it comes to the coach, I'm just like, I get it. Keefe, I think Sheldon Keefe is a good coach. I think Sheldon Keefe knows the game. I think he's young. He has good ideas. I like some of the moves he makes. I like that he throws things in the blender. He keeps it fresh.
But the team's not playing well.
But the team's not playing well, and every coach has an expiry date. And when that expiry date comes, once it passes, it never comes back. He'll never be the same coach again because the team's not going to they're not going to listen to him. They're never going to play the system. They're never going to try anymore under him. It's gone. And I feel like it's slipping away under Sheldon Keefe. But the GM gave him an extension in the summer. And I feel like Toronto,
which is crazy. Almost a fireable offense.
Don't you feel like Toronto is
I'm just gonna start riding that now.
Don't you think Toronto is the type of team, they do this a lot, where they won't make the move because they look around and they're like, well, there's nobody else. But I'm at the point where I'm like, well,
there's always somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. You can find somebody. Just make Guy Boucher the coach. Like, just change it up. Just change it up. Like, have the team come in and be like, holy fuck, like, we just got Sheldon fired. Like, we better fucking smarten up and start playing. How do you think Edmonton felt when they got their coach fired?
I don't know. I don't know if they cared. Do you think the Leafs would even bat an eye if Sheldon Keefe got fired?
I think so. Like, I think they wanted Babcock fired. Everybody wanted Babcock fired.
Of course.
But I think with Sheldon,
I think they actually like Sheldon. But.
Exactly. So if you fire him and he's not there anymore, and you're like, Jesus, like this is on us. That's why you fire a coach. You fire a coach to change things up and make the team realize that they're accountable for how they play on the ice. But nope, not here. Not here. But yeah, Tree Living did get one question about Sheldon Keefe,
which is super weird. But anyway, so before we bounce out of here, I just want to backtrack to hitting the showers there with Austin and Mitch. Look, usually Eddie Belfour would be waiting for you there, boys, with a beer in the leather jacket, maybe something like that. I don't think so. I think what these fellas need is Eddie Belfour is going to load his pockets with 2 fleshlights. He's going to be, boys, reach, go ahead. Go for it. You guys want a beer? Right in my pockets right here. But right in the shower, suction cup, boom, boom, right on the fucking shower walls. And he's going to say, boys, get at it. And let's get back at it and get this thing going in the right direction. Last thing, Chad, unless you want to add to that.
I'll just say one thing about Mitch Marner. And this is probably way off, and people are going to be like, you're fucking crazy. But Mitch Marner's having the biggest, he's off this year. For the first time in his career, he's not playing well.
Once he gets that new fleshlight, it's going to be,
speaking of that, he also got married in the summer.
I know. But he's been with that chick forever, right?
So no, Dale, let me tell you, there is a big difference between dating and being married.
Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, okay, fair.
No one will ever say it, but that might play a little role.
So ditch the wife, basically, is what you're saying.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm just
reading between the lines here, brother.
I'm just saying that maybe the fleshlight's a good idea.
Okay.
Maybe you're on to something.
Okay, and I'm gonna leave it, and then Chad, get ready to wrap this puppy up because I'm not gonna say anything. This is a one-liner, and then I'm out. If you want to add to it, please do. But I've got a one-liner to end it, and if you want to add, go ahead. But I don't know if anything else needs to be said here. Corey Perry. Usually, folks, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's all I'm gonna say there, Chad. Let's wrap this baby up. Let's wrap this baby up. Come on now. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Come on. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Nothing else needs to be said.
All I'll add to that is for the Blackhawks.
Shout out.
If you're trying to squash these types of rumors of a little cougar action happening on your team,
love it.
Don't come out with a statement that says Corey Perry, we're terminating the contract because he broke moral standards that we can't live by in Chicago on the Blackhawks team. Because you know what the comments were underneath that statement?
Dude.
You know exactly what everyone was saying.
Yes,
And
of
I'm
course.
like, you couldn't have picked worst wording. Anyway, for the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, don't
Wait,
forget.
Chad, wait 1 second.
Oh,
1
no,
second.
no. More
So
Cougars?
hang on, wait 1 second. So now, no, I just thought of this. So now all of a sudden, Corey Perry, we don't know what happened, but I believe where there's smoke, there's fire. But all of a sudden, terminated. He can go and sign somewhere for league minimum should the Leafs go sniffing around Corey Perry.
No.
He's not an upgrade over Ryan Reeves on the fourth line?
Okay, no, let me read the statement. I want to read the statement because I want you to tell me, Dale, you've heard the rumors that are going around. This statement comes this statement comes out. All right. You tell me the first thing that pops into your head after hearing those rumors. And this is the statement. After an internal investigation, the Chicago Blackhawks have determined that Corey Perry has engaged in conduct that is unacceptable and in violation of both his standard players contract and the Blackhawks' internal policies intended to promote professional and a safe work environment. As such, he's been placed on waivers, and in the event he clears waivers, we will terminate his contract. What do you think of when they say he has engaged in conduct that is unacceptable?
You know what I think.
Exactly. It's the worst statement you could put out with that rumor floating around.
Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that he can help this team he can help the Leafs on the fourth line a hell of a lot better than Ryan Reeves. This guy is look how incredible he plays in the playoffs.
Yeah, until we know what happened,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Oh, okay, fair. Fair.
No, it does
fair
matter
to say.
depending on what it is.
You're right. That is fair to say.
We have no idea what it is.
So
I mean, you know what it is.
So depending on what happened, you're
determined that this is what happened.
I know what happened. Would you bring this guy in, depending on what happened, league minimum to replace Ryan Reeves on the fourth line? Is that not a major fucking upgrade for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, for sure. I'd bring Corey Perry in. And it's like a guaranteed Stanley Cup final loss if you have Corey Perry on your team. So
leave your comments down below, guys. Cannot wait to see if anyone's got any interest in bringing in Corey Perry. I think he could help the team, and that's why I would do it. Leave the off-ice shit off the ice, but I'm just talking about on the ice. Could he help the Toronto Maple Leafs? Absolutely. Let's bow tie this baby.
All right. For the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget to follow us on social media at the Tip in Maple Leafs podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Tip in Podcast on TikTok, Tip in Pod on Twitter, tipinpodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
We will.
Hey, the Seattle Kraken roll into town on Thursday night. That should be an interesting game. And we got the Bruins on Saturday.
They're having their mom's weekend.
Oh, God, Chad. Come on now. Come on. Are they, though? Are they? Or you do? Because if they were, you got to keep Corey Perry far away from that fucking game. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will see you Thursday night after the Leafs Kraken game. Here we go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, guys. Go Leafs, go. We'll catch you later.